Welcome to another episode of Josh and Kelly.
We are on our way south towards the Tucson area, and on our way here it's raining. It's raining in the desert, which is a fairly rare phenomenon. The last few days we've been staying with my aunt, and she says the last time it rained here was months ago. And they're really short of water. Obviously, being a desert, they're normally short of water, but they said that even besides that, they're really short of water. So to have rain in the desert, especially at this particular time, is quite rare. But nonetheless, it's not very heavy, mind you, but it's enough to turn the wipers on. So yeah, and you can see it out there in the distance, straight ahead. That's coming down, so wow. Rain in the desert. So we are on the road to Patagonia, near a place called Sonoita. We're going to find some BLM land here and hopefully a nice dispersed camp spot. But the sunlight is fading fast. I don't know if we're going to make it to our camp spot before the sun. I hope so, but if not, I wanted to give you a quick look at the area. Just rugged hills and mountains and very arid and desolate. There's a huge number of prickly pear cactus around. But besides that, some scrubby bushes and stuff. There doesn't seem to be much else. Anyways, if it's light, I'll show you. If not, I'll probably show you in the morning. But this is the area we're going to. All right, so we have just arrived, and there's a lot of trees around here, as you can see. And I'm trying to test out Starlink to make sure that we have enough view of the sky for it to work for Kelly tomorrow. You can't really see, but down in here, there's another van. And they've got a better position because there's no real big trees around them, but I don't want to crowd them out. So we're here, but yeah, we need a good view of the sky. But this is not a bad location. We're pretty flat. I got to put one little rock under the tire in the front there, I think, to help level us out. But other than that, it's not a bad location. So I've turned on Starlink, waiting for that to kick up, and so I can get an idea of what kind of reception we get here and whether or not we can stay. And then we'll kind of go from there, hopefully, and be set for the night. Well, good morning. We are here in this dispersed camp spot. As you can see, the van's right there behind me. Kelly's in there working. Sophie and I have been for a walk already. As a matter of fact, we walked up this hill. You can see back there. We walked up that already this morning. It was kind of steep, actually. And but we're off of a road. It's called a canyon road. Something Canyon Road. So I'm assuming there's a canyon up here, but I don't know exactly how far it is or what it's like. But I think I'm going to throw the drone up so you can see. Kelly's finally finished work today. She was very late, like an hour and a half late. So we are heading up this very steep, rough road at the moment. Trying to get to some caves, which are evidently down here. So there's two sets of caves. I think one might be larger than the other, so we're trying to get to the larger of the two, but we will see how the road is and how obtainable it is, but yeah, that's why we're coming on this rough as guts road along here. Thankfully, it's still passable for us. There's no steep steps or anything like that. It's just rough, really rough, as you can probably see online with everything shaking around. So yeah, we're gonna find some caves in these hills. So we are headed for the caves. This is the road we came to, and Kelly said, no, we're not driving that. Now, truthfully, these rocks are pretty big and it'll be a pretty rough ride down there. Plus, we haven't aired down. So we're leaving the van here and we're walking it, because I think that hill straight ahead on the left-hand side of it is where the cave is. So we're walking to it.
Did you tell them what the forecast is?
No, I haven't said anything about tomorrow, because that's tomorrow. That's not today.
It's tonight.
No, it's tomorrow, I believe. Kelly's worried because tomorrow there's some showers coming through.
I got 2 hoodies on.
And above 4,800 feet, they're predicting snow. Well, we're about
Southern Arizona.
we're about 5,200
here.
feet here. So we're about a mile up here. So potentially there's snow tomorrow, and she's worried about that.
It's all behind. It's not.
So if snow happens, we'll definitely show you.
We're making our way up the side of this mountain to find the cave, but it's just straight up. Straight up.
Look here.
Is that the cave?
It's not the cave, but it is a cave.
It's really just like a splitting of the rock, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that's a snake. I think that's a stick.
We're still making our way up. That's a pretty view so far.
We're climbing pretty quickly.
So according to the GPS, we're here, but I'm not finding it. The wind is whipping up like mad. The temperature is way colder up here, but I don't know, unless it's on. There's just nothing here. We can't find any openings. The side of that mountain there. We already checked the other side. And we went up to the tippity top, Josh did. Can't find it. But according to the Gaia map that we use, we're here. But somehow, over time, it became closed up. Oh no. I don't know what this wind is about. Look, I know, the clouds are moving in. The sun's going away. I've heard about how quick the weather in the desert can change. Oh, we got the steep. Ow! I almost fell.
Oh.
I just stuck my finger in that sticker bush and I got a sticker in my finger. Ow! Trying to pull it out.
All right, there's the cave. It says Onyx Cave, which is what this is called, has been gated for its own protection. Keys are available by writing the Scabro's Grotto Incorporated in Tucson, Arizona. So, yeah, this is all. I'm assuming it's called Onyx Cave because they found onyx in it. But
You said it was gated off for what reason?
for its own protection, so that people wouldn't go in it.
Guess what?
What?
It's snowing.
Snowing?
I just saw it come down. I just saw a few flakes. Look, Josh, look up. It's flaking.
I don't see any flakes.
I just saw like 4 of them. Oh, here it is. I just went here.
I just saw one. Yeah. All right.
That is
Snowing.
true.
You can come in that way.
So there's another opening over here. Josh is up there.
What is this?
Wow. Look at all the rocks, formations, and colors. Save he. She's not scared. Stay here, girl. Come back.
You come in or you staying there?
Josh has his flashlight in his hand, but I'm only going to go so far because you know me, I'm a big scaredy cat.
All right, because this goes down and in.
Is that over there?
I don't see any bats. Well, there's tunnels going off 3 different directions in here. Wow. This is deep. There's tunnels going off. It's warmer in here. Oops, sorry. I didn't realize I was recording. Had you guys facing the ground. So there's a tunnel over here, which Sophie's in. This looks like the main one. Here's an arrow pointing this way. This is big. Like, this is big. And it's warmer in here. Much warmer. But this is a big, like, I can't even get the whole thing. Like, this is a big cave. A big cave. I'm going to see if I can get more of it so you can see it, but it just goes on and on. Wow. So, you got some stalactites and stalagmites here. Big ones. And then, comes in over here. Got these crystals up here on the roof. Don't know exactly what they are. And then, some more crystals everywhere. It goes deep back up here. All around. And there's little fissures and other things going back in there deeper. That's back deeper. And there's something living in here. Little rock orange or something. Because there's little piles of poo. I don't know if you can see it. Right up there. There's a little pile of poo. So, something is living in here. Some small little creature.
Did you say a small little creature?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't see it, but I see the evidence of it. A lot of poo up here from it. This cave just keeps going back there. Back and back and back. That way, and then this way. And sofa's up there. And then this is a little tunnel here. That goes back in. I can't even see where. It goes back in there. There's Soph. Soph's giving it a go. She's in there sniffing. So you can see how small it is. Soph has to duck to get in. So, I don't know if I want to go crawling in there. So, let's see if I can see what's in there. It just goes back further. Fissures. Well, I didn't seem to go very far, so we're not going to pursue it. But, wow. And that may be, that little thing there may be back where the other entrance comes in over there. And, yeah. That's why it's blocked off, because you can't get there from any other way except for that way. But there's Kelly, bravely coming in.
I went pretty far.
I know. All right. Now, one thing about this cave that I'm a little bit surprised about, as I look around, let me show you where I'm looking up here. So I'm looking around. I don't see any bats. Not a single bat. Maybe because there's not enough things out here for them to eat. I'm not sure, but no bats. So, that's a good thing. No bats.
No bats?
No bats. No bats that I can see. Just a dry, empty cave.
Flies and stuff hanging on. They've had a heyday eating it.
Yeah. There's another section of it that goes way off over here. Goes way back there. Soph did investigate this a little bit. There's a lot of flies back here. Just looks like another section of it. Huh.
I don't like smelling rodents there either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing. Come on, Soph. Let's go. Wow. And we come back out. Ooh, let me duck so I don't hit my head. I need to knock myself out in a cave.
Kind of cool. It's an actual real cave, just all natural.
And it's deep, yeah. It goes in there kind of deep. So yeah, that was cool. Really cool. And we found it at last.
Are they her prints or are they deer?
That's a deer print.
And then now I have that trek down the hill.
Yeah, that's right. It's downhill. So it should be fine. It should all be good. So, all right. And I think it stopped snowing.
2 seconds.
Yeah, all of 3 flakes that fell. But we can finally head back because we found the cave.
Woo-woo!
For a while there, I was very uncertain we were going to find it because where the map and GPS said it was not entirely accurate, which is, you know, par for the course, it seems. But here we are. Out, I wouldn't say the sunshine, it's a cloudy day, but back out in the light. A little rough section of the trail. Just here on the edge of this drop off. It's a big drop off down there. So, but the trail continues on here and it's pretty well marked, so I think we should have no trouble with it. Say that again on camera.
I said, I ain't scared. Maybe.
Now that we are down off of that hill, what are your thoughts on that experience, Kelly? Is that your first cave exploration?
Mm-hmm. It was. It was cool to see it natural, you know, the way it was just created in the rock, and it was a good experience. I wasn't as brave as you to go that far, but it was good to see it.
But it was a good experience because all the things that can be bad about caves weren't there. It wasn't wet, it was completely dry. It was bone dry. Bone dry. Easy to get into, good height clearance for walking in. No critters, no bats. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a good cave to explore. We'll give that one a thumbs up.
It's really far.
It's a bumpy road.
Look at that cactus with the bright yellow flowers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so we have decided that we are going to try and stay out here another night. We're going to find a different location from last night because last night we came and it was kind of dark and we were just trying to find a location that would be okay for us. And it turns out it was an okay location. It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay. However, there's a bunch of campers that have come in nearby, and so we have decided, yeah, we don't want to go there again because they got kids and four-wheelers and motorbikes, and I think it's just going to be a loud day, so we want to kind of be away from that. So we're looking at other campsites at the moment, trying to figure out what we want to do.
Look at the cows. Sorry, I had to interrupt.
You had to interrupt. There's cows here on the road.
Look how big
beside
they are.
it. There's cows and little calves. And Sophie's not happy about that.
Oh, look, the little babies getting
Get a drink.
drink from her mommy.
Yeah, Sophie's not happy about cows. So, now that the cow break is done, we are trying to find a campsite that we'd like for tonight. We got a couple of options. But while we're on the road there, we're going to do a brief stop at one potential one because it has porta potties. Kelly's going to check them out. But while that's happening, I thought I'd tell you about two issues we got going on. The first one is our heater. So our Webasto heater is not working. It's throwing an error code. I looked up the error code and it says that there's a little ignition coil, if you want to call it that goes into the actual heating chamber, and it ignites the fuel, producing the heat. And it must be corroded because it says that's where the fault is. The fault's in that. So we've got to find another one of those. I've ordered one. We'll have to go and pick it up. And then the other thing that we're having an issue with is the jackery and trying to charge it. I'll explain that in a minute. We've got a hiker here. This is the Arizona Trail. We've got a hiker, so I'm just going to check in on him first.
So Josh got talking to the guy that was on the trail. Ow! Why is it my knee? And he's doing the whole trail, the Arizona trail. It's like, he said it's like at 80 miles, did 20 today, and it's going to be like a month. And he's pretty cold, and Josh's like, "Do you need anything?" And he was just filling up at the water station there. And we were just talking about the weather and what it was supposed to be like tonight. And he was like, wow. Like, and he's like in shorts and like a little jacket. And he's pretty cold. So Josh is like, do you want a warm meal? And he was like, sure, I won't turn that down. So now I'm cooking a warm meal for everybody. And he said there's another guy on the trail that should be in about 30 minutes. But we had some beef with us and some pasta. So I'm going to do pasta with beef and tomato sauce. Bolognese, as Josh calls it. So that's the update.
Here's Kelly working again because our heater doesn't work. It's cool in here. It's not cold, but it's cool because the temperature's dropping. And Kelly is
51 degrees this morning in here.
making dinner that we're going to share with that hiker. And we found another hiker, but she said she's got a stove and she might cook her own dinner, which is fine. Just wanted to offer because it's going to be cold tonight. So we're enjoying the warmth that that's producing, and we'll enjoy dinner too. She should get her glasses all fogged up.
So be good for bed.
Yeah, so are we. So our visitor just left, which was nice. We had him here. We had fed him some dinner. We chatted and all that for quite a while. It seemed here. Yeah, a couple of hours, which was it wasn't forced or anything. It was just all quite natural.
Yeah, he was pretty easy going.
He was easy going.
We had some laughs, and I picked his brain about like, so he's been retired for like since he was 52. Is retired.
He's been retired for 9 years, and he does all these. He was a former sheriff, so he does all these long distance hikes and everything.
Like 3-4 months at a time. Goes home for 45 days, and then goes back out and.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for some time. He's done the PCT trail, and he's going to do the one in Canada, the Divide, and he's been doing them all. Like, it's just interesting what people, experienced, and I mean, we don't know his name. Like, he gave us his trail name, and we'll never see him again. But it was just like one of these cool experiences.
Yeah.
We offered it to another girl on the trail tonight, but she said she had her own.
She had her own food and stuff she was going to do, so which is fair enough.
So. He seemed to appreciate it. He didn't expect it to be this cold. So.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. It's dropped. It's 44 degrees out there already.
And our heater's not working. So
heater's not working. So Kelly's running the van at the moment to get some heat going.
At least warm it up. My nose is cold, and
so we'll be snuggled in bed tonight. For sure.
In bed it won't be bad. But it's just getting up early for work. When they get out, it's always cold. But
yeah, indeed.
Hopefully we'll get the parts soon and get it fixed.
Yep. Part arrives tomorrow.
I'm not sleeping outside on the floor. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're out there on the ground. But I don't know about him. He's going so lightweight. His whole pack with all of his gear weighs 6 pounds. He said, which is, oh my goodness, everything is like paper thin, super lightweight. Yeah. But it means his sleeping bag is not terribly warm.
He said he has to wear everything he has.
All of his clothes to stay warm. Whereas the other girl, we said, she's like, no, my sleeping bag goes down to 20 degrees and have a liner for it. Like, she's much more prepared for the cold, it seemed.
Yeah, that would be But he, even his pad, like, is only like half of his body.
Yeah, he does it super ultra lightweight.
And he only carries food for 3 days, and then
he's got no stove, so he doesn't cook his food. It's all just prepared, pre-prepared or raw.
Have a big meal that one day, and then carry light food for 3 days. And have
it's tough. It's a tough way of doing it, but obviously it works for him. So
interesting.
But anyways, we'll see if there's snow tomorrow. But we're gonna get ourselves organized and go to bed. So we will see you in the morning.
Good night.
Well, good morning. Last night we kind of interrupted our conversation. We were talking about the van and a couple of the issues we've got, and the heater being one of them, which I've ordered a part for, which should be coming in. We're going to go and try and get that fixed tomorrow. I'm going to try to do it myself. And then the other one was the jackery. So we've got a new jackery, and I'm unwilling to do what I did with the last one, and that was we charged it via the van as we were driving, but it was pulling in 1600 watts, which I think was burning out the electrical inside because it couldn't handle that wattage. It should have been probably around 1100, but we can produce more than that. So, and it was just sucking all that we could produce, and so it was causing issues. So we're going to try and figure something else out. But in the meantime, what I've done is we've got a solar array with our Jackery. It came with it, and this is our solar array. So we've got this out here now, and we are getting a lot of solar. So this is 400 watts of solar, and at the moment, let's just see what we got here. At the moment, we are pulling in, I don't know if you can read that or not, there's 310 watts. So it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and our 400 watt array is pulling in 300 watts already, which is good. That's a good sign for out here. That's a good sign for how efficient these panels are, but also that we're getting good sun here in Arizona. So we're going to try and charge the Jackery. The problem we've got is that all those big dark clouds. We're supposed to have showers today, and if it rains, I'm going to have to, pull all this in and do all that. So that's kind of where we are. I'm about to take Sophie for another walk, and that way I can be back here in case it does start to rain, and we can take care of anything those big clouds are going to bring our way. So I was just doing the drone footage for you, and got back here, just put the drone away, and it started doing this. This isn't even rain. This is like little ice pellets. Tiny little ice pellets. It looks like there's more coming out there on the horizon. You saw on the drone footage. That whole mountain out there is just completely shrouded. So it's very isolated, but I think it is coming this way. And they did predict to have snow above 4,800 feet, and we're at 5,200 feet. So, yeah, here we go. So this is our current state in southern Arizona, if you can believe this. The ice pellets have turned to snow. The snow is starting to stick out there on the ground. It's still coming down. It's so heavy, like you can't even see the mountains out there in the distance. So, yeah.
Show him my sad face.
It's an interesting day, and Kelly's working, but she's got a very sad face.
Got two jackets on. I got Josh's jacket on. The heater's not working.
Because she's cold, because the heater's not working.
In southern Arizona. Josh said,
I know.
I'll take you down to the lower elevations before it gets too hot.
And there's Soph.
I got her.
Lincoln. Everyone's all rugged up. Kelly's rugged up. Soph is rugged up. And here I am in a t-shirt.
It's your bed head.
My bed head. Because it's like, I don't know, 74, 75 degrees in here. So
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What does that thermometer say?
My toes are still
What does the
cold.
thermometer say?
Never mind. 73.
73. Yeah, it's warm. So, but outside, it's not. Car says it is 31 degrees out there, and it's snowing. Who would have thought? Out here in southern Arizona. But nonetheless, here we are, enjoying it though. We like being out here.
Hi.
So here's Kelly after a long week, finally done. Another, hour and a half late today and yesterday.
I have like 3.45 hours overtime.
If you look down the hill there, you can see where the van is. You can see that far in the distance.
And there's snowflakes coming. If you can
Yeah.
see them, they're really light.
It's been snowing kind of on and off all day. It's kind of been a bizarre day in that sense. We're out here in the desert, and right now The sun's kind of warm. I'm almost to the point of taking off this sweatshirt like it's that warm. But yet, there's like snow and ice particles falling. And that big mountain behind us, that's all covered in snow. It's really hard for you to see that on the camera. But with the naked eye, you can see it's covered in snow because it's been snowing up there all day. So it's been a crazy kind of day. And Kelly's finally done work, though. So that's the main thing. So we're going for a bit of a walk here. We're actually on part of the Arizona Trail, which is a trail that goes from the south to the north of Arizona. And we're on that at the moment. We've seen a lot of through hikers on that in the last couple of days.
Did you tell him about our other visitor today?
No, I didn't mention Chris at all. We had another through hiker, and it was when he arrived, it was getting windy and wet and all that, and so we took him in and I fed him some lunch and we had a chat for a while and all that, which was nice. So Chris, if you're watching, it's great to meet you, man. So yeah, we had a great time, and
nice
he's taken off again, so he's well ahead of us. I mean, he's probably hours ahead of us on the trail at this point. But yeah, we've been I guess being what they call trail angels there at the trailhead, which is, you know, not really what our intention was, but it just turned out that way both last night and today, so it'll be okay. But anyway, so I've just rolled in some stuff, and that's why Kelly's sighing over here.
I was like, oh, we never know what that's going to entail.
Yeah, who knows what's going to entail.
What
But
kind of smell or
whatever, we're gonna keep going though. Walking along, and we've come across another cave, but I am unprepared. I've got no flashlight or anything with me other than what would be the light on the phone, and that's not going to illuminate hardly anything. But this, my guess, this is more than a cave. This is a mine. Look how uniform that is, and it goes back. This is a mine.
they had to crawl in there?
Yeah. See how uniform that is? Going straight back in there? Yeah, that's a mine. It doesn't smell dank. It's dry and it's warm air coming out, just like the last one. Wow, if I'd have known, I would have brought a flashlight. We could explore that. It's not every day you come across a mine, but that is most definitely what that is.
Here's my light. It's not going to do anything.
No. They don't do a thing. You really need a flashlight for that.
Yeah.
But wow. I don't know. We would have been coming prepared for this exploration, but no less, it's a mine. Somebody was mining.
Never mind.
And yeah, we can't really go in there. Not without a light, because it gets dark pretty quick. Looking off to the east from where we are, and it looks like there's some snow happening at those higher elevations in those mountains. And then off to the west, just behind us, is kind of where it all's come from. There's snow on those mountains because it's been kind of snowing, doing snow showers all day. And we're kind of in between, which is not a bad place to be. It's still cool though, but it's not snowing on us. So we have had a fairly tumultuous and adventurous time here in the south of Arizona. Very unexpectedly, with all the snow and the wind and the heater breaking and all that kind of good stuff. Hopefully we're going to rectify them soon, and if I can, I'll show you those rectification processes, and that way we'll be, you know, fully capable of being out here when it's freezing cold again without having to run the van, because that's a good backup, and it was nice to have that, but it's a pain to do. It really is. So it'd be nice not to have to do that. So, but until then, we're going to sign this video off here, leave you with a nice little view behind us there of the mountains, and we'll see you out there.
See you out there.